The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, March 26, reveal that Sharon Newman will have some scary news for Traci Abbott, while Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman make trouble. First, on Wednesday's Y&R episode, Traci will head to the coffee house, where she'll have a very enlightening conversation with Sharon. Since Traci got updates from Kyle about Sharon's hostage drama at the clinic, she'll ask how she's doing now. That'll bring some unsettling details about Sharon and Phyllis' summer's ordeal. The more Traci learns, the more she'll realize those clinic-related texts on Alan Laurent, aka Martin Laurent's phone must be tied to the kidnapper. Traci should be horrified as she suspects Alan held Sharon and Phyllis captive. It'll dawn on Traci that perhaps she doesn't know Alan as well as she thought she did. Traci will eventually settle on the idea that Alan may be someone else entirely, so she'll start putting this Martin swap puzzle together and making some alarming predictions. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott will cross paths with Nikki Newman at Society, so they'll do some clashing while they're there. All roads lead to Victor Newman when it comes to Abbott-Newman conflict, so he'll no doubt be the source of Nikki and Jack's latest disagreement. Over with Kyle and Claire, they'll step outside the box somehow. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire and Kyle will become rule breakers, so what kind of trouble will they cause? Diane Jenkins Abbott has been hiding the Abbott mansion refreshed so far, but it's possible Claire and Kyle will slip in for an early peek. That would qualify as breaking the rules, at least Diane's rules. Of course, it's also possible Kyle and Claire will break some rules elsewhere on canvas. There might be some romantic activity that requires sneaking somewhere Claire and Kyle aren't supposed to be. There's even a chance that Kyle and Claire could get tangled up in all the Alan mayhem if their rule-breaking mission ties in with that storyline. Whatever the case, Claire and Kyle will go off the rails a bit in Wednesday's Y&R episode, so stay tuned to see what they'll get themselves into. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless scoop for Tuesday, March 25 reveals Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers will call a truce with each other. Also coming up, Devin Winters will be stunned. Plus, Victor Newman will share information with Lily Winters and Billy Abbott will lie to Sally Spectra. Y&R spoilers tease Victor will tell Lily he did more digging on Damien Kane and his connection to Aristotle Dumas. He'll say that Damien is just a front. I think Dumas told Damien Kane to insinuate himself into your family because he's interested in your family company. Victor will add Dumas sent Damien info about her and Devin to Damien 3 months ago. So, Lily will meet up with Devin. We were right to be suspicious of Damien, she'll tell her brother. He cannot be trusted. She'll fill him in on what Victor told her, and Devin will say it sounds like Damien and Dumas have been playing them this entire time. At Billy's place, Sally will say the name Aristotle Dumas sounds familiar. Billy will say he's a billionaire business mogul. What is he doing calling you? She'll reply. He'll joke around and say maybe he wants his credit card. When Sally persists, Billy will tell her he's interested in Abbott Communications. So, Sally will say she thought his brother provided all the funding he needed. I just get the feeling you're not telling me the whole story, she'll add. So, Billy will lie and say Dumas' assistant called him. Then he called him himself. Dumas told him he knew what Victor did to him and he was on his side. I am happy for you, Sally will say. But once she's asleep, Billy will call Dumas back to discuss their quid pro quo. Meanwhile, Sharon and Phyllis will discuss what they went through. Phyllis will say the part that freaks her out the most is that whoever did it knows about their history together. They'll talk about how much hate there's been between them over the years. Sharon will say their emotions towards each other were always there. I have all this guilt and embarrassment that I still have hatred, Phyllis will reply. I'm not supposed to have all these feelings, so what am I supposed to do? But Sharon will ask her who says they're not supposed to have them. "We went through something traumatic where the only way out was together," Sharon will say. "Now they can go back to their old leaves and old feelings if they want to." Sharon will add she wishes it could all go away. "Me too," Phyllis will reply. She'll ask Sharon if she has a therapist trick for that. Sharon will say she wishes there was, but they're going to have to deal with it. "I am having a hard time with that," Phyllis will tell her. She adds she's just looking for a chance to breathe. Then Sharon will grab her coat. "We're going to get out of here," she'll tell Phyllis. The ladies will head to the park so Phyllis can breathe. She'll tell Sharon she's wrong. She's not the be-all and end-all enemy to her. That is reserved for a certain insect, who shall remain nameless. But Sharon will say that goes way back. With the two of them, it's more recent and the wounds go so deep. "You gotta love Nick for making us do this," Phyllis will quip. "Because all the hate started because of him." Sharon will say that's probably why he did it. She'll point out they have so many people they love in common, but we don't have an ounce of acceptance for each other. She'll say when she was having her cancer treatments, they put their animosity aside. "I like my hatred, it's my friend," Phyllis will reply. "I'm never gonna be that person who loves everybody." But she's willing to leave their past on the clinic floor and move on. Finally, Phyllis and Sharon will head to society. They'll actually smile and toast each other. Phyllis will wonder how can give up their hate for each other. "Baby steps," she'll suggest, and Sharon will agree. Then they'll toast again. But will these two be able to put their animosity aside for good? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, March 25, 2025 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Devin Hamilton Winters to be alarmed by some news. This could have to do with Victor Newman's connection to Aristotle Dumas. So, let's get started talking about what's coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Fans watched in Monday's episode as Michael Baldwin learned of a past connection between Dumas and Victor. It seems Victor has a long history with the man, which means Dumas is probably not Billy Flynn's new character, as the actor seems too young. It also seems that this mystery man is someone Victor is a bit apprehensive about. This Dumas man is no small potatoes, that's for sure. Speaking of Dumas, Victor shares valuable intel with Lily Winters. Now, Michael doesn't think that Dumas is targeting Winters. The former DA seems to think that it's just a coincidence about Damian Kane's connection to the Winters family. Of course, it's also possible that Damian and Holden Novak have no idea of Dumas' true intent. That could eventually lead to a bombshell alliance between Victor and the Winters family. When Lily gets this powerful intel, Victor could suggest an alliance. Or the Newman patriarch could want Lily to do something in exchange for the info he just dropped. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that in tomorrow's episode, Devin will get some information that he finds alarming. This is likely connected to whatever Victor tells Lily. Even though the name Dumas is new for viewers, it seems everyone in Genoa City knows about this mystery man. Even Sally Spectra seemed to recognize the name on Billy Abbott's phone. Back to Devin, he could worry that Lily is getting tangled up in a dangerous situation. Fans should also look forward to this big talk that Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers have. It is teased that the two women find themselves in a strange place. Will this talk have any positive outcome, or could it just make things weirder or more intense? While Sharon seems to be recovering nicely after the kidnapping, Phyllis is another story. Phyllis isn't just traumatized by the experience, though. Red also doesn't know what she is supposed to do with her feelings toward Sharon, or how she is supposed to feel now. So, let's see what happens next. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what is coming up next. The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, March 25, reveals that Billy Abbott will hide a secret deal while Sally Spectra warns him not to trust Aristotle Dumas. At home, Sally will question why Aristotle's been trying to get in touch with Billy. Will keep joking around and deflecting. That'll just make Sally more suspicious, so Billy will claim Aristotle's assistant reached out to him before Aristotle eventually called himself. Billy will act like Aristotle might be interested in investing in Abbott Communications, and will point out that Aristotle was on his side after Victor Newman swooped in for the Chancellor takeover. Sally still won't get why Aristotle would be reaching out to Billy again this late, and she'll make a prediction about Aristotle not being trustworthy. Billy will keep playing dumb, but he'll secretly get Aristotle on the phone later to confirm the quid pro quo they discussed is moving forward. Meanwhile, Victor will sound the alarm to Lily Winters and suggest that Aristotle sent Damian Kane to insinuate himself into the Winters family because of their company. Victor will also claim that Dumas provided info on Lily and Devin Winters to Damian 3 months ago. Afterward, on Tuesday's Y&R episode, Lily will give Devin updates on what she's learned and make it clear that they were right to distrust Damian. There'll also be some talk about Amy Louie's first treatment going well as Devin delivers the news that she's headed back to Genoa City with Damian and Nate Hastings. At Crimson Lights, Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers will struggle to know how to proceed now that the captivity drama is over. Phyllis will talk about needing to breathe, so Sharon will take her to the park and give her a chance to. When it comes to the title of worst enemy, Phyllis will hint that it's always going to belong to Christine Williams. Sharon won't be so sure about that, but she'll ultimately suggest it's a shame to feud with Phyllis when they have so many loved ones in common. Phyllis will be willing to leave their hostility on the clinic floor, but there'll still be questions about how exactly they'll achieve that. However, the fact that Sharon went through the same ordeal will make Phyllis feel less alone. Once Sharon and Phyllis head to Society for drinks, Sharon will joke that they could try couples therapy. Phyllis and Sharon will eventually share a toast as they get on the same page about taking baby steps toward peace. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon and Phyllis could face some setbacks down the road, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal there are at least 4 sizzling couples who need to reunite. Let's address some pairings that many fans are still rooting for and discuss why Y&R should bring these former flames back together. 1. Nick and Sharon. Although Nick Newman basically rejected Sharon Newman and opted to keep her in the friend zone, that doesn't mean it was the right call. There's still time for Nick to change his mind and reunite with Sharon, especially if Y&R finally listens to all the Sharon and Nick supporters who have been clamoring for their next chapter. Sharon and Nick may never truly be over each other, so maybe there's still hope for them to reunite down the road. 2. Kyle and Summer. Kyle Abbott and Summer Newman tend to find their way back to each other sooner or later. Although Summer's become a scheming brat lately, she still brings some spice to Kyle's life. Let's face it, Kyle and Claire Newman's romance just isn't all that exciting. Could a summer reunion bring the necessary drama and allow Kyle to sizzle with someone again? Victor Newman has certainly made predictions about Kyle and Claire's relationship ending in heartbreak, so we'll see if that could mean good news for Summer. 3. Adam and Sally. Although Adam Newman recently reunited with Chelsea Lawson, plenty of viewers were disappointed over his breakup with Sally Spectra. If Chelsea and Adam's relationship crashes and burns again, could Sally and Adam get one last chance to make it work as a couple? Time will tell, but Adam and Sally fans are holding out hope that they might come back around as a romantic duo. 4. Devin and resurrected Hillary. Devin Winters is happily married to Abby Winters, but that doesn't mean she's his soulmate. Many viewers still feel like Hillary Curtis was Devin's perfect match. Although Hillary passed away after a car accident, maybe she deserves a soapy resurrection through some wild explanation. Devin and Hillary were definitely a fan-favorite couple, so we'd like to see the show revive Hillary and give Devin the love of his life back. The young and the restless spoilers say some romantic shakeups could be brewing in Genoa City, so we'll bring you updates on what's in store. The young and the restless spoilers hint that Victor Newman somehow always lands on top whenever he concocts a scheme or someone targets him, especially in business. The mustache has decades of experience and is as shrewd as they come. However, are his days of winning numbered? Billy Abbott has let go of revenge motives. One person who seems to always get burned by Victor is Billy Abbott. There's no love lost between these two rivals, and Newman's hate-on for Billy stems from him being an Abbott, Jack Abbott's younger brother no less, and of course, Billy's past romance with Victor's daughter, Victoria Newman. In fact, Billy recently got dinged by the mustache when Victor snagged Abbott Chancellor right from under him, convincing his mom, Jill Abbott, to sell a company to him rather than allowing her son to ruin it. Victor manipulated Jill and won, despite Billy's attempts to reason with her. While Billy was dead set on some justice, he decided to fluff it off and move forward. But will that all change once he has a chat with Aristotle Dumas? The young and the restless spoilers for Monday, March 24 suggest that Billy will receive a message from Dumas as Sally Spectra alerts her boyfriend to the notification on his phone. During the episode, Victor admitted to having a history with Aristotle. So could it be that the mysterious tycoon is seeking out one of the mustache's biggest in-town enemies to align and strike back at Newman? Billy and his new communications company might offer the perfect alliance for Dumas, depending on the scheme he has in store for Victor. While Billy has stated he doesn't want revenge on Victor, if he had a billionaire partner supporting this move, would he change his mind? Will Aristotle Dumas and Billy bring Victor to his knees? Comment below. The young and the restless spoilers and updates tease there are 3 reasons why Jordan could still be alive. Let's delve into where and how Jordan could pop up again somewhere down the road. To begin with, Jordan is known for her uncanny ability to survive, which means she might still have a few leaves left. Even though she consumed tea laced with drugs and reportedly faced a deadly overdose, it's quite plausible that her exit could be reversed. It's possible that Jordan still had a faint pulse, managing to recover without the Newmans being the wiser. Rumors suggest she was transported to the morgue, but what if she had assistance in staging her own death? If that's the case, Jordan could very well be scheming her next act of revenge behind the scenes. With the revelation that Jordan's partner in crime has secretly survived, it's important to consider this twist. Both Ian and Jordan may still be alive. Ian Ward was indeed alive in that ambulance, clearly indicating that the show is leaving the door ajar for his eventual return. While the Newmans think Ian has been cremated, there's a strong possibility he could stage a surprising comeback in the future. If Ian managed to evade his supposed demise, then it's entirely plausible that Jordan could have done the same and might be preparing to re-enter the scene. The EMT and the morgue personnel could easily have been members of Ian's cult and still faithful to him. There's definitely another option for Jordan's return if Y and R chooses not to bring her back in person as a ghost or even as hallucinations experienced by Claire Newman. Claire might find herself haunted by Jordan, whether in her dreams or through unsettling visions. If Claire's darker side resurfaces in a new storyline, it could be the ideal moment for Jordan to make an appearance, even if it's just in a nightmare or as a spirit. Jordan could challenge Claire about her past, suggesting they are more alike than she thinks. Regardless, Jordan was an entertaining character, and it would be disappointing not to see her again. There's still a chance the show might bring her back. If there are any updates about Jordan's return, we'll share the latest information. Will Claire's Jordan past come back to haunt her? The young and the restless spoilers and updates tease Phyllis Summers may find herself in Fairview or a comparable facility if her mental state deteriorates and necessitates immediate care. The pressure from Alan Laurent, also known as Martin Laurent, and his manipulative game is clearly taking a toll on Phyllis. Just how deep will her descent go? Martin subjected Phyllis and Sharon Newman to his own distorted version of therapy by confining them in an abandoned psychiatric hospital, but this approach has clearly backfired for Phyllis. While Sharon and Phyllis have improved their relationship, Phyllis is struggling on a deeper, personal level. Fans of Y&R are noticing that Phyllis' unpredictable behavior is causing concern for Summer Newman, and Billy Abbott has also observed that Phyllis is not her usual self. During the week of March 24-28, Billy will step in to assist Phyllis as she attempts to hide her troubles from Summer and Daniel Romalotti Jr. Phyllis will turn to Billy for support, but does she require more help than he can provide? Should Phyllis' trauma persist, she may find herself in Fairview or another psychiatric facility. If she suffers a mental breakdown, at the very least, she could be admitted to Memorial's psychiatric unit, where she can receive the expert care necessary for recovery. Sharon might even help persuade Phyllis that taking such a significant step is essential for her well-being. This could further strengthen the bond between Phyllis and Sharon, solidifying their newfound understanding forged during their time as captives. Previously, Billy supported Chelsea Lawson during her mental health challenges, and now he is prepared to lend the same support to Phyllis. Viewers will remember Billy saved Chelsea's life literally, keeping her from jumping off a roof downwards to her certain death. He literally pulled her back. He'd do the same for Phyllis if he sees her in crisis, because he can definitely tell the signs of a friend in danger. Phyllis will require the support of her family and friends as she strives to regain her former self. Billy is likely to share his optimistic forecasts about Phyllis overcoming this challenge, but it will demand significant effort and possibly some professional assistance to achieve that. Future spoilers indicate that Phyllis faces some challenging times ahead, so we will keep you informed with any updates regarding her mental health journey. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, March 25 tease that your favorite GC characters confront some interesting truths, including Victor Newman, who has crucial intel to share. Let's start with Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers. These two longtime foes are now besties thanks to a weird twist of fate. Days after they were freed from a makeshift prison, the ladies must now confront reality. Phyllis and Sharon have a tough talk about what they went through while being held hostage together. During their captivity, Sharon and Phyllis saved each other's lives. Now they need to decide what happens next, with the talk Nick Newman's idea. He was one of their saviors and doesn't not want all of the good that came from their situation to dissipate. Can Sharon and Phyllis agree to keep the love fest going and ignore decades of disagreement? It really would be a shame if they can't bury the hatchet. If anyone can convince them, it is their mutual ex, Nick. Fans will see Phyllis and Sharon try to define their new normal, and it will be fun to see where this uneasy bond goes. Meanwhile, Victor has intel for Lily Winters. It may be about what lawyer Michael Baldwin discovered while looking into mysterious businessman Aristotle Dumas. Explosive the Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Devon's suspicious mind is in overdrive, and this is almost certain to cause more tensions within his family. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news and updates, and make us your favorite hotspot. Victor isn't sure just what Aristotle's agenda is, although he understands that he represents a formidable foe. Can Lily and Devon Winters help him to get the upper hand on Ari? That's kind of rich, seeing as how Victor recently used Lily, but nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Devon is a cautious worrywart, so he may have a negative reaction to Victor's news and appeal. Now that he and Nate Hastings are getting along, it could be that Ari is the next person that Nate goes to war with. At the same time, Nate and Damian Kane are bonding, and this also has Devon's radar up. After all, Damian is connected to Aristotle, and he may wonder if Damian is playing all of them. Seems like Lily Brooks O'Brien's comeback on Young, and The Restless is officially over. Yep, she just landed a new exciting role, and we can't help but wonder if this is her making her exit from Y&R. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Hey everyone! 2024 was the year for Lucy, played by Lily Brooks O'Brien for sure. We watched her go from a sweet, innocent teen to a full-on obsessive, one-sided bestie, all thanks to her fixation on Faith, who could forget the time she downed drinks just to impress Faith, only to end up causing that car crash. It looked like we were about to get Lucy's villain era, but then the show flipped the script, and instead of going full troublemaker arc, she was hit with the heartbreaking death of her mom. Heather's murder was really hard on both Lucy and Daniel, but let's be real, O'Brien absolutely nailed every emotional beat. And honestly, should we even be surprised? She's not just an actress, she's a director, songwriter, and singer. Basically, she does it all. But with Heather's mystery solved and Lucy already out of Genoa City, probably back in school, the big question remains, is she coming back? Especially now that O'Brien has scored a brand new gig. That's right, she's swapping GC drama for a little Lifetime mayhem. In Killing the Competition, she plays Grace, a cheerleader with an extra ambitious mom, Elizabeth, played by the iconic Melissa Joan Hart, who's living out her high school dreams through her daughter. But in true Lifetime fashion, things take a deadly turn. According to O'Brien, Grace just wants to be a normal teenager, hanging out with her friends, loving her boyfriend, and twirling her baton. But her mom? Oh, she's got other plans. She's dead set on Grace making the dance team, no matter the cost. And trust us, the twist at the end, you won't see it coming. Without spoiling too much, we see just how far Grace's mom will go to make sure Grace is on top. She said in an interview with Soaps.com that this role was a major challenge, especially since she had to dance. She admitted that she's not a dancer and even sent in a cringeworthy audition tape, which, according to her, will never see the light of day. Thankfully, with the help of an amazing choreographer, she pulled it off like a pro. We already know she's going to slay this role, so don't miss Killing the Competition, which just got released on March 1. As for whether she's officially out of Y&R, she's not going anywhere, at least not if her love for her Y&R family is anything to go by. She recently spilled about working with Lucy's powerhouse grandma, Phyllis, and her super chill TV dad, Daniel Akagrz. According to O'Brien, Michelle Stafford is the ultimate Y&R expert. If something in the script feels off, she's on it, breaking down exactly why Phyllis wouldn't say or do something. O'Brien found it inspiring to see an actor fight so passionately for their character. As for Gracie, she calls him the cool dad and says he cracks her up with his wild fashion choices. It always feels very natural with him, and we had a lot of scenes together where we've had to be really emotional and be really vulnerable too, she said. So it looks like Lucy's return isn't completely off the table. Until then, let's send her some love and support for her new movie in the comments below. Thank you for checking this video out. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on if you want to hear from us, and comment down below if you've subscribed. We'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal there are 3 must-see moments for the week of March 2025. Fans can expect Sharon Newman to help Traci Abbott connect the dots. Sharon and Phyllis Summers end up in a strange place. Plus, Devin Hamilton Winters learns disturbing news. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Fans watched as the identity of Sharon and Phyllis' kidnapper was finally revealed. It turned out to be Alan Laurent. It's not clear if Alan has some sort of mental illness or if he could actually be Martin Laurent. If it's the latter, then Alan likely died instead of his twin brother that fateful night in Paris. Traci hasn't noticed anything odd until recently, after the marriage proposal. It began when Sharon and Phyllis were rescued by Newman and Billy Abbott. The security alert for the clinic started blaring on Alan's phone while he was out of the room. Traci wasn't snooping but glanced to see what the phone said, which was a critical security breach at the clinic. Alan had a weak cover story, and even if it were true, his reaction to it is suspicious. Later in the week, Sharon of all people actually helps the author connect the dots. Fans recall that Alan is not only Traci's fiancé, but also the one who kidnapped Sharon and Phyllis. So, when Traci talks about her lover's odd behavior, Sharon might have a revelation of her own. By the end of the week, though, Jack Abbott fears for Traci's safety. With the villain going to Paris for a few days to prepare a special surprise, could that be the new experiment location? Speaking of Sharon, she and Phyllis will find themselves in a strange place. This might not be literally, though. Sharon and Phyllis' experience has changed their dynamic a bit. They both still hate each other, but were forced to depend on each other for their very lives. So it's a complicated situation. One would think Sharon or Phyllis would just move to a nearby town to avoid each other, but nope. Another must-see moment on The Young and the Restless includes Devon making a disturbing discovery that comes around the same time as Victor Newman sharing intel with Lily Winters. That intel is probably about Damien Kane and Aristotle Dumas. While there is no word on who this Dumas person is, Victor does tell Michael Baldwin he has history with the mysterious man. Which one of these storylines are you the most excited about? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what is coming up next. The Young and the Restless spoiler shock. Genoa City has always been a place where secrets hide behind glimmering facades and long-forgotten pasts emerge at the most unexpected moments. The city's air is heavy with whispers of scandal. And today, a new chapter in its storied history is about to begin with the imminent arrival of Billy Flynn. Known for his charm and cunning in the courtroom, Billy's reputation precedes him. Yet, there's much more to his return than the smooth-talking attorney many have come to know. Rumors swirl that his arrival is no mere visit. It is the beginning of an investigation into his very identity, a quest that could upend the established order of Genoa's most powerful families. For years, the Newman dynasty has reigned supreme in Genoa City, their influence extending into every facet of business, politics, and society. With Victor Newman at its helm, the family's legacy has been built on shrewd business deals, intricate personal alliances, and sometimes dark secrets. It was only natural then that whispers began to circulate among the insiders. Billy Flynn might have a deeper connection with the Newman family than anyone had suspected. According to some, the charming lawyer might be a long-lost scion of the powerful clan. A revelation that would not only rock the foundations of the family, but also answer a mystery that has long haunted him. Billy's personal journey is fraught with mystery and heartache. His mother, a woman whose past remains shrouded in secrecy, once told him that the Newman family was his true family. Those words, half whispered with longing and regret, have driven Billy to seek answers about his own origins. His quest is clear. He must uncover the truth about his paternity, even if that means infiltrating the very heart of Genoa's most illustrious dynasty. In an act that smacks of both desperation and determination, Billy has devised a daring plan. Under the cover of night, he intends to collect hair samples from key members of the Newman clan, Nick, Adam, and even the elusive Victor himself, to run DNA tests that could confirm his long-suspected lineage. The potential implications of Billy's investigation are immense. For years, speculation has pointed in many directions. Some believe that Aristotle Dees, a name that has been linked to many secretive alliances and unsavory dealings, might be connected to Billy's arrival. Yet, as tantalizing as these rumors are, there is another possibility that has slowly taken root among Genoa's insiders. Considering the age dynamics, Billy's contemporaries in the Newman family, Summer and Mariah, seem to match the timeline of his birth, thereby hinting that his biological father might very well be none other than Nick Newman. It is a theory that carries weight, especially when one examines the intricate web of relationships and power struggles that define Genoa City. Victor Newman, the formidable patriarch of the Newman dynasty, seems an unlikely candidate. His personal life has been marked by both triumphs and tragedies, and with the loss of many of his children over the years, leaving Adam as the sole surviving heir, the possibility that Billy could be his offspring appears remote. The calculations of lineage, family age, and personal history all suggest that while Victor's influence over the family is undeniable, his bloodline may not extend to Billy Flynn. Instead, the evidence points more subtly in the direction of Nick Newman, whose enigmatic charm and complicated personal history might hold the key to unlocking Billy's identity. This clandestine mission, however, is not without its risks. Billy must navigate the treacherous waters of Genoa's social circles, where trust is scarce and betrayal is always just a whisper away. The Newman family, known for their tightly guarded secrets and fierce loyalty among their own, would not take kindly to an outsider probing into their past without invitation. Every move Billy makes, every conversation he engages in, is a calculated step in a dangerous dance with destiny. His actions could trigger a cascade of events that might fracture old alliances, reopen dormant conflicts, and perhaps even ignite a family feud that has long been simmering beneath the surface. As Billy steps onto the streets of Genoa City, his mind is awash with memories of a childhood filled with unanswered questions. His mother's enigmatic words echo in his ears, urging him forward in his relentless pursuit of the truth. The prospect of uncovering his lineage is both exhilarating and terrifying. It is a journey that promises not only personal closure, but also the potential to redefine the power structures that have governed Genoa for decades. Each encounter with a member of the Newman family is charged with tension. Every smile and every guarded glance conceals layers of history, rivalry, and secrets waiting to be unearthed. Billy's internal struggle is palpable. On one hand, there is a deep yearning to belong, to finally understand the legacy that his mother hinted at all those years ago. On the other, there is the cold, hard reality of a world where identity is often a tool wielded for power. In a city where family loyalty is both a shield and a weapon, Billy's quest for the truth is more than just a personal mission. It is a battle for legitimacy and acceptance. His determination to secure a place among the Newman family drives him to the brink of obsession, even as he carefully orchestrates his covert operation to collect the crucial DNA samples. The prospect of extracting hair samples from Nick, Adam, and Victor is fraught with both scientific and emotional implications. Billy is aware that a positive match could validate his mother's assertion and rewrite the family tree of one of Genoa City's most influential families. Yet, each sample represents a piece of a puzzle that has long eluded him. What will it mean if the tests confirm his suspicions about Nick? And what if the results are ambiguous, leaving him in a limbo of identity and allegiance? The answers to these questions could redefine not only his own life, but also the future trajectory of the Newman dynasty. In the midst of this high-stakes investigation, alliances within Genoa City are already beginning to shift. The mere suggestion that Billy Flynn might be a member of the Newman family sends shockwaves through the social elite, forcing even the most stoic characters to reconsider their positions. Some see his arrival as an opportunity to mend old wounds and forge new alliances, while others view it as a threat, a catalyst that could destabilize a delicate balance of power. The tension is palpable as each member of the Newman family prepares for the possibility that the past might come crashing into the present in ways they never imagined. As the city braces itself for what may be a turning point in its turbulent history, Billy Flynn stands on the precipice of a personal and familial revelation. His plan, audacious and desperate, is set into motion with every step he takes toward the Newman mansion and every calculated glance that masks his inner turmoil. In this unfolding drama, the quest for identity is intertwined with the pursuit of power, and the lines between friend and foe blur in the search for the truth. Billy's journey is not just about uncovering the biological roots of his existence. It is a quest to find a sense of belonging in a world where family ties can be as binding as they are destructive. With every secret he unravels and every forbidden sample he secures, he moves closer to answering the questions that have haunted him since childhood. Who is his real father? And what does it truly mean to be a part of the Newman family legacy? In the coming days, as Genoa City watches with bated breath, the unfolding drama promises to challenge long-held perceptions and force everyone involved to confront the intricate and sometimes painful ties of blood and loyalty. Billy Flynn's arrival is not just a personal reckoning. It is the spark that could ignite a transformation in one of the most storied families in television history. The stage is set for revelations that will reverberate through the corridors of power, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of Genoa City itself. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Tuesday, March 25, reveals that Nick Newman's plan will pay off as Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman reach a decision. Devin Winters will also be alarmed over something he discovers, so some exciting dramas on the way in Genoa City. After getting updates from Michael Baldwin, Victor Newman will want to bring Lily Winters in the loop on what he's learned. There's no evidence that Aristotle is going after Winters, and his connection to Damian Kane just seems like a coincidence according to Michael. Lily should be relieved if Victor admits that info, but he may also ask for a favor. Since Victor is worried about Aristotle's next move, he may deliver a proposal and hope that Lily will help lure his old competitor into the spotlight. Some alarm bells will go off for Devin on Tuesday's Y and R episode, so he may have concerns if he hears this proposition too. Devin may think it's a terrible idea to risk getting on Aristotle's bad side, especially considering Damian's connection to him. Since Devin has been all about minding his own business lately, he may warn Lily that's what they both need to do here. However, there's a chance Devin's alarming discovery will tie in with Damian instead. Damian and Nate Hastings went to Chicago for a visit with Amy Lewis, who was just admitted to the hospital for a new treatment. If Nate calls and gushes over the connection he's forming with his new brother, that could leave Devin worried about Nate becoming way too trusting. Damian appears to have an agenda, so Devin may not be so quick to buy all this sibling stuff. Across town, Nick's plan to help Sharon and Phyllis should bring positive news. Phyllis and Sharon will take a moment to process the trauma they went through together, so that'll help them nail down where to go from here. Sharon and Phyllis may decide they're on the same page about not being full-blown foes anymore. That doesn't mean Phyllis and Sharon will be ready to start making friendship bracelets, but tolerating each other should be good enough for now. Nick may make some predictions about Sharon and Phyllis staying on this better road, but Phyllis will continue to deal with some personal struggles following the kidnapping mayhem. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Phyllis will lean on Billy Abbott later during the week of March 24-28, so stay tuned. We'll have other scorching Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news, so make us your one-stop Y and R source.